Hello everyone, welcome back to another Hypixel video, and I'm gonna be playing Lucky Blocks in this video because I don't really want to think while playing because I have a lot to get off my chest, man. Like, oh my god, I cannot believe what has happened on Hypixel today. Like, genuinely. So, I was just chilling at school today, minding my own business, and then I randomly opened my phone and see a ping in a server that I was in, and it was the post regarding tournaments and the future of tournaments on Hypixel. So, if you haven't seen already, I'll just do a brief little summary. It's a very, very short post. I'll link it in the description. But basically, all Hypixel said is that they are basically just indefinitely discontinuing tournaments. And they have literally no plans to continue them again. And they also have no plans to make the rewards available again for now. But they did say they might make it available again through some other way. So they're not 100% sure on that one. But they are very, firm on completely discontinuing tournaments. And I was absolutely blown away to see this. Seeing this genuinely confirms something that I have been thinking about Hypixel for actual years now. And seeing this was genuinely just the nail in the coffin. And I'll explain to you what I mean by this, later in the video. But I just wanted to get the main points of what this is all about first. So, just to analyze the initial forum post a little bit, the admin literally said that it was somehow a burden for players to play tournaments and not be able to get the specific rewards and cosmetics they wanted to because they didn't enjoy a specific game. But it's not like they're being forced to play these tournaments. If they don't like a specific tournament game, they can always just wait for a different kind of tournament. And besides, every tournament has the 100 tributes thing, which is literally so easy to get every single time. So if you're just not even that competitive of a player, it is still very easy to get the cosmetics you want. I can promise you. Yeah, it might take a few tournaments, but it is in no way a burden on players. I don't even know where that language comes from. That makes absolutely no sense. A burden on what? What burden are they holding? It's not I don't know, this is getting me so heated up because it actually makes no sense how that they could even think that it's a burden. But anyways, another big thing that I realized is that, I don't really care too much about the cosmetics that I'm not going to be able to get anymore. But the thing is, in the tournament shop, there are actual perks in-game that actually benefit players and actually have a pretty big impact. For example, in Skywars, there's Diamond Piercer and there's Favor of the Angel. In Bedwars, there's a 5% XP boost thing, and that is actually a pretty big impact on those games. Those are really good perks. And the fact that they're going to be unobtainable now, I don't know, in my opinion, that seems kind of wild to me. Which, it's probably a less significant thing than everything else, but I just thought I'd mention it because I think it is still worth talking about. But anyways, right after this was posted, it was met with literally a unanimous negative reaction. I've genuinely never seen something Hypixel released to have this kind of across the board negative reaction. It is actually insane. Also, I just want to add one more thing. In Hypixel's forum post, in the last sentence of their first paragraph, I'm just going to read it verbatim because this is absolutely ridiculous. They said, Hypixel tournaments were intended to offer a competitive environment for players where they could compete to show they are the best. But today we feel that this is no longer the case for the majority of players. How? They provide no proof or evidence for this claim. They just say that. How is that not the case for the majority of players? It is literally a tournament mode. How could it not be competitive? What other way could it be seen as? That doesn't even make any sense. You can't just say that and then not explain further about what you mean by that. That's just wild to me. I thought I'd just throw that in there because I thought that was worth mentioning. Anyways, like I was saying, if you go on the forum post right now, it is genuinely the craziest negative reaction ratio to positive that I've ever seen in my life. And the thing is, it also has a lot of funny reactions, which I consider to be negative reactions as well. Because a lot of people can't actually do negative reactions in the forums because of the requirement you need to even do negative reactions. But it actually is oh, well, that's unlucky. But as I was saying, it is actually an absurd ratio. I've actually never seen Hypixel get ratioed this hard in my entire life. So yeah, it is actually just met with negativity from everybody. There's basically nobody defending this. There's a couple people saying that, it's understandable. It does not justify it at all. And I'll explain why they actually did this. They don't actually say why they truly did it. I mean, they say kind of why, but it's not the real reason. And I'll explain the real reason later. But anyways, yeah. And another thing worth mentioning is that a person I just saw named X Ryan made a forum post to say why the community needs tournaments, and I thought it was just like a really good post. It had a lot of upvotes, and it seemed like it was met with pretty positive reaction. I think it even had like a YouTuber Redstone thing. So yeah, like that just shows like how much people do not like this decision that Hypixel made. Like I said multiple times already, I genuinely have not in all my years of Hypixel seen a Hypixel change that so many people dislike. Like, I have never seen that. Now to get to the real reason Hypixel is removing tournaments. They say all this crap about, oh yeah, you know, it's not a competitive environment anymore. Players don't feel good getting awards or cosmetics anymore. Listen, that is not why Hypixel is genuinely removing tournaments. They're just using that as an excuse because they do not want to invest the money and resources into managing tournaments anymore. Because look at ranked Skywars. Look at ranked duels. Like, look at all those modes that are competitive and look how terrible of a job Hypixel did moderating them. Why do you think they removed them? Because Hypixel sucks at moderation, and their anti-cheat is genuinely one of the worst anti-cheats I've ever seen in all of Minecraft. A random startup server has probably a significantly better anti-cheat than Hypixel ever will. So that is the real reason they're removing tournaments, is because they're just terrible at managing them. And they don't want to invest money into it because it doesn't make them enough money for them to, you know, actually invest the time and resources into it. So instead, they're going to be deleting all these modes such as tournaments, ranked Skywars, and like I said, ranked duels. And instead, they just want to focus on investing all the money they can into Skyblock because that's what makes them the most money. And to do that, they will sacrifice all the other modes on their server just to get that extra little bit of cash so they could get a bit more on their paycheck. Like, that is the reality of it. There's genuinely no other explanation for why Hypixel make a decision like this and why they have been making decisions like this over the course of several years now. There's nothing else that would drive them to do this except money. Like, that's it. Yeah, that is the real reason. At least that's the only way I can see it. Maybe people have other opinions, but I genuinely don't see another way that you can explain why they would do something like this. So, with my rambling being said, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to get out in this video. Like, those are the main points, really. I really wanted to talk about more, like, about the real, like, implications behind them doing this kind of thing, because it is a lot bigger of a deal than some people may think it is. Like, it is a really big deal. The fact that Hypixel is treating so many of their games like this is very, very, very concerning. It's literally just showing that they do not care about anything that doesn't make them, like, a huge amount of profit. And that's just depressing, man. Like, listen, I get that Hypixel is a multi-million-dollar company, but Hypixel literally has a monopoly in Minecraft servers, and there is nothing people can do about it for a very, very long time. And people will just have to deal with what Hypixel wants. And it just really sucks that this is what it's come to, honestly. Like, I've been defending Hypixel for years that they're not dying, and I still don't think they are, because, like, if you look at the numbers, they aren't dying. But when they treat the community like this over and over and over again, like, it is hard to defend them at this point. It really is. So, yeah, man, that's basically all I wanted to say. Like, I actually don't think I've been this, like, passionate in a video before, but, like, I'm pretty heated because I love tournaments, and, like, I just don't understand why Hypixel would do something like this. So yeah, anyways, with that being said, I hope you enjoy this video, and, you know, I'm sad that times have come to this, but, yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.